Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Roundup on CBT News. I'm Colin Fitzpatrick. Let's get you caught up on the biggest stories that hit the automotive industry this week, brought to you by Force Marketing. Stellantis grew its global workforce by more than 10,000 employees last year, and that's actually a historic first for the company. To put that into perspective, former CEO Carlos Tavares cut nearly 50,000 jobs between 2021 and 2024. New CEO Antonio Filosa is clearly in rebuild mode. About 4,700 of those new jobs are in North America, and looking ahead, they're planning to hire 2,000 engineers through 2027 and add 5,000 manufacturing workers over the next 4 years as part of a $13 billion domestic investment. So it's safe to say that things are moving in a different direction over there. GM topped the industry in Q1 with 626,429 vehicles sold, though that's down about 10% from a year ago. Weather early in the quarter and a tough comparison to a strong March of 2025 are the main culprits. The broader industry fell about 5% as high prices and interest rates kept buyers cautious. Toyota came in second. Stellantis posted a 4% gain behind Ram and Jeep, while Hyundai and Honda both grew on the strength of SUVs and hybrids. EV sales are expected to drop 28% in Q1 after buyers rushed in ahead of federal incentive cuts. And gas prices nearing $4 a gallon isn't helping either. A federal judge in California partially denied Volkswagen's motion to dismiss a lawsuit brought by the California New Car Dealers Association. That means some of the dealers' claims were strong enough to survive and the case moves forward. It's not a final verdict, just a sign that there's enough legal merit there to keep it going. We'll keep an eye on this one as it develops. FCA reported 305,000 vehicles sold in Q1, up 4% year over year. Ram led the way with a 20% increase, and Jeep was up 3%, with Grand Wagoneer posting a massive 667% jump. On the other side, Chrysler fell about 28%, Fiat dropped 70%, and the Charger BEV cratered 88% as the gas-powered Charger 6-pack starts hitting dealerships. FCA's full 2026 strategy gets laid out at Investor Day on May 21st in Auburn Hills. The head of the Alliance for Automotive Innovation is proposing a weight-based fee on every vehicle to help fund highway repairs. The federal gas tax hasn't been raised since 1993 and has lost more than 60% of its real value, and EV owners don't pay into it at all. The idea would work like a registration fee and apply to all vehicles regardless of powertrain. Republicans have pushed for EV-specific fees ranging from $250 to $1,000 per year, but critics point out the average gas car only pays about $88 in federal gas taxes annually. The current surface transportation law expires September 30th, so expect this debate to heat up fast. That's all for the Weekly Roundup for this week. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again Monday morning on the Jumpstart to get the latest news happening in automotive. If you want to stay ahead of what's happening in the automotive industry, make sure you follow us on social media for news, interviews, and insights throughout the day. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you again first thing on Monday morning.